Chika, where is the water I asked for since morning? Since morning! Are your legs made of stone? Are you deaf or are you just useless?
Mama Adana, I was...
Excuses! Get the water now! Don't open that your dirty mouth to explain anything to me. Look at this place. The firewood is not cut. The goats have not eaten. You have been doing what since morning? Sleeping?
She was treated like nothing. Used, insulted, and forgotten in a quiet village where no one dared to question her suffering. Every day, she walked like a shadow, unseen, unheard, and unloved. But everything changed the day one man noticed her. The sun, a relentless hammer, beats down on a cluster of mud brick houses, their terracotta walls baking dry. Dust devils dance across the parched earth, and a lone skeletal dog sniffs at an overturned calabash. The air hangs thick with the scent of wood smoke, drying yam, and something faintly metallic. In the middle of it all is Chika. She is in her early 20s, moving with a weary grace. Her slender body holds a quiet strength, wrapped in a faded piece of cloth that was once vibrant. She pounds yam in a heavy mortar, the rhythmic thud echoing through the compound. Sweat runs down her forehead, mixing with dust, while flies circle her face, stubborn and uninvited. She does not even bother to chase them away. Then Adana appears. A woman in her late 30s, dressed in a more expensive Ankara fabric, though slightly rumpled from sleep. Her face is sharp, her expression permanently twisted with dissatisfaction. She watches Chika closely, her eyes filled with criticism. She mocks her, says the yam is lumpy, says even the ancestors would reject such food. Her voice is harsh, cutting, and filled with contempt. Chika pauses briefly, holding the pestle, her shoulders sinking under the weight of both labor and words. She quietly explains that the yam is tough today. But Adana does not care. She accuses her of weakness, of laziness, of dreaming about men who do not exist. She orders her to pound harder, to keep going, to make the yam perfect. Chika obeys. The pounding continues, louder now, sharper, more desperate. Then another command comes. The water pot is empty. Without hesitation, Chika drops the pestle, picks up a clay pot, and balances it carefully on her head. Barefoot, she walks quickly toward the distant well under the scorching sun. When she returns, Adana is waiting. She accuses her again, questions her, suggests she has been gossiping. Chika denies it softly, but Adana does not listen. The water is taken from her roughly. Some spills on the ground. Chika flinches but says nothing. She is ordered again to fetch a broken bucket, to bathe, to continue walking. The day slowly fades into evening. Adana eats alone. Chika stands nearby, hungry, waiting. Later that night, Chika lies on a rough mat in a small corner outside the house. She stares at the roof, counting holes that reveal the night sky. Sleep comes slowly, fragile and uncertain. Then comes market day. The village square bursts into life with colors, voices, and movement. Stalls overflow with goods, and the air is filled with the smell of roasted corn and fried plantain. Adana walks proudly through the crowd, dressed in her best. Chika follows behind, carrying a heavy basket, unnoticed by most. Then, suddenly, everything changes. A sleek black car enters the market. It is out of place, shining against the dusty surroundings. People stop what they are doing. They stare. From the car steps Chief Ezi, a respected man dressed in white, carrying himself with quiet authority. He greets the villagers warmly, moving through them with ease. Adana quickly approaches him, forcing a smile, trying to be remembered. She introduces herself and begins to boast. Then she brings up Chika. She describes her as hardworking, loyal, almost like family. Chief Eze listens politely, but his attention shifts. He sees Chika. He notices her worn clothes, her quiet posture, her tired eyes. For a brief moment, their eyes meet. Something passes between them. Chika quickly looks away. But Chief Eze has seen enough. Later, in his car, he asks about her. He learns the truth, that Chika is an orphan, that she was taken in not out of kindness but convenience, that her life has been nothing but endless labor, that she has no education. This troubles him deeply. He decides to act. The next morning, a vehicle arrives at Adana's compound. Not the luxury car, but one that still commands respect. Cairo steps out. He delivers a message. Chief Eze wants Chika to come work for him, properly this time, with pay, with comfort, and with education. Adana resists at first, but when compensation is mentioned, her resistance weakens. Greed takes over. She agrees. Chika stands frozen, listening, barely believing what she hears. For the first time in her life, hope begins to rise. She gathers her few belongings and prepares to leave. As she walks away, Adana whispers bitter words, trying to tear her down one last time. But something has changed. Chika does not respond. She enters the car, and just like that, her old life is left behind in the dust. At Chief Eze's estate, everything is different. Her room is clean. Her bed is soft. The air feels lighter. She is welcomed kindly by the staff. No insults, no cruelty, just peace. Days turn into weeks. Chika begins to learn. She goes to school, she reads, she writes, she grows. Her confidence slowly returns. Her posture straightens. Her voice becomes stronger. She is no longer invisible. One evening, she sits with Chief Eze. They talk. He asks her about her dreams. She says she never had any. He tells her it is time to create new ones. Then, in a moment she never expected, he asks her to marry him. She is overwhelmed, speechless, but her answer is yes. Later, in front of the entire village, the announcement is made. Shock spreads through the crowd. Whispers rise. And in the front row stands Adana, her face twisted with disbelief and rage. She cannot accept it. But this time, Chika does not look away. She stands tall. No longer a servant, but a woman who has finally found her place and her voice. But not everyone was happy about Chika's new life. Far away, anger was growing. Adana could not accept what had happened. The girl she once controlled was now beyond her reach. And so, she made a decision, a dangerous one. Very soon, Adana would come face to face with Chika again. But this time, she wasn't coming with words. She was coming with something that would cost her life, something that would end it all. The story continues.